Well, we put it over huge as the biggest match in West Virginia wrestling history, and I think it delivered. We had a huge crowd for ASW War Games in Madison, West Virginia. Welcome back to the channel. This is Adam, ring announcer, wrestling fan, and collector here in West Virginia. And last night's 5-on-5 War Games match was so incredible. I was thrilled to be a part of War Games last night for ASW, Gary Damron in Madison, West Virginia. In our home, the Madison Civic Center. Special guests, Jamie Noble in the house. What a clean sig on that card I got signed. And Danhausen. Gotta love that Danhausen. His second appearance for ASW. I talked about his first one in my video about all the people in the 500 that I've ring announced, including Danhausen, who was up there in the top 100. Cool to have him back at ASW, and he had a great match with Caleb Conley. But it was a remarkable thing to be a part of, and shout out to the guys and gal who built the cage. 2 rings side by side. One huge cage encompassing both of them. It looked cool as it was being built. I tried to talk the match up through the whole intermission, just kind of casually building it up and letting everybody soak in the atmosphere and remind them that they were part of history, part of ASW history, part of West Virginia wrestling history. So the build-up for War Games has been, I think, almost a year, maybe even over a year in the making. Some of the best storytelling that we've done at ASW started with Casey King's return. He retired for an injury a little while ago, almost 2 years ago, and he came back to great success, but Chance Prophet pretty much tried to ruin that return, attacked Casey King, said he wished he had stayed retired, even said some things to me about trying to rip out my trachea or something like that. Chance Prophet just completely lost it. He eventually started building his faction. He added Troy Parker, who has already had a long history with Casey King. They brought Jack Sharp into the fold as well. And then not too long ago, the ASW tag champs, Ron Mathis and Bruce Gray, cost Noah Ray the Boone County Championship, extracting some revenge there. And so that brought Scott Anderson and Noah Ray into the fray and joined up with Chance Prophet's team, Tyranny. And that's what brought them into the fold. Of course, Ron and Bruce joined in with Casey and the ASW champion, Aaron West, and then also the 8-bit kid, Huffmanly. And that comprised the 2 War Games teams. We started it off with a coin toss that was moderated by our commissioner, Josh Brown, and our special guest, Jamie Noble. And he moderated the coin toss to see which team was going to be able to gain the advantage after that first 5-minute period. And sure enough, it was Tyranny. It started with Troy and Casey. It was so intense. Those 2 standing off each in separate rings. And man, it got intense very fast. Casey King showing the scars very early in the battle. And of course, Tyranny maintained the advantage. Ron Mathis was on the outside. He's already injured. He's got a torn MCL, I think. And so he kept trying to enter into War Games, and they kept stopping him. No, Ronnie, no, you can't go in. You can't go in yet. And it always went down to where Ronnie was on the outside, and Chance Prophet was the last to enter for his team. Well, he went on to assault one of the referees. He chased Gary Damron off, the manager of DDTrash, and then also assaulted Ron on the outside. He took one of the referees, drug him inside, drug Jim Lawrence inside, forced Smarty Marks to lock the cage door. So Bruce Gray, who had gone out to help Ronnie, was stuck on the outside, and he kept trying to enter, and kept getting foiled until finally Gary came back with the bolt cutters, and he snapped the lock off, and Bruce got in with a crutch and said, "This one's for Ronnie," and he started cleaning house. It was so exciting. It was incredible. Another amazing return to action from Bruce Gray, who's been doing this lately, finding these ways to get taken out of action and then making the big return, and he cleaned house for a while, but there was still an advantage for Team Tyranny until the music of Kirk Blackman hit. He came out, climbed to the top of the cage, and showed his loyalty to Team ASW when he took out Team Tyranny, diving off the top of the cage onto them. And of course, that helped assist Team ASW. Casey King ended up getting the pin and getting the win for ASW. What an amazing matchup. Of course, there was some dissension in the Tyranny group afterwards. We'll see what has to become of that. But man, I just want to say these guys all put their lives on the line in this match. Everybody got roughed up, including all three of the referees. It was amazing they were even standing at the end of the night. And so I just want to say thank you to these athletes who go out there and put it all on the line for us fans. And this was a historic night, and they left it all in the ring. An historic night for ASW. Man, it was great to be a part of it. We had over 400 people in the house. It was awesome. The crowd was rocking. And you got to mention ASW Women's Champion Micah. It was the loudest pop I've ever heard at a West Virginia indie show when Micah came out, man. Her fans were in the house, and she had an awesome match with Brittany Jade. Of course, walking away successfully defending the ASW Women's Championship. The West Virginia indie scene is ending 2024 in a big way. We've got Conquest coming up this Friday. Still to come, Gary Damron's birthday bash in December. That'll be at Little's Barbecue. So lucky to have such cool indie wrestling here in West Virginia, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to start this channel in the first place. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope to see you at the matches.